What is going on, guys? Welcome to Beard and FRIENDz episode 118. That's 118th episode. What? Already? Anyway, guys, first and foremost, if any of you are going through anything right now in your life, I know I say this every week and I try to say it so people understand, it will pass. If you have nobody or you feel alone, write me. Call somebody. Tell a stranger. Walk up to somebody. Don't be scared. Don't let it get to you. It will pass. You are somebody and you're strong. And if you're one of the few who's been watching me every week for who knows how long, and I've been telling you, your trials and tribulations will pass and you're still waiting, hang in there. They're almost there. The blessing's coming. All this stuff's coming. I'm being real. It's going to happen. It's going to happen because you're strong enough and you are somebody. So let's ease right into this. Today we're going to talk about healthy, happy, and knowing yourself. And, let's go ahead and put it out there that when I talk about healthy, I'm not going to be necessarily talking about food. You dig? I want to talk about the good kind of healthy in the mentality that comes with that. Not even a diet. I am, once again, talking about your mental health. Are you healthy? How you respond to things, how you take in things, what you think of, are your thoughts healthy? I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not anybody, I'm just normal. I'll put my hand up first and always say, I fail daily. The things that I turn around and try to get people to understand and talk about doesn't always work for me. I'm not always good at these things. So I just remember the times that I felt good and people did that to me and made me feel good. So I try to give that back. Being mentally healthy, if you will, is not easy for every single person on this world, for most of us. You want to hold things in, you don't want to tell nobody, you want to, be alone, or perhaps that you show it in a different way that nobody catches. What if you're always happy? What if you're always boisterous? What if you're just you? What if somebody's, it doesn't matter. The list could go on and on and on, but we need to learn that your mentality, mentality is one of those things that you get lost in your own mind and you can go down a rabbit hole and start thinking things aren't true that are not, and start not paying attention to what is true and start making things up, and you are your biggest enemy goes into this. It blows my mind how many billions of people walk around just wanting something like a smile. Somebody once told me there's no hope for anybody, for those people like that. Not everybody needs prayer. What? Not everybody needs to be treated like that. I believe everybody should treat people good. Whatever they do with whatever you've given them is up to them, but I'm just trying to tell you, don't mess up somebody's mentality, mental status, because you want to feel good about yourself. Really? That's the kind of healthy that I'm addressing. You can eat whatever you want. I'm not a guy who's going to tell you anything. Diet this, diet that. Doesn't bother me at all. You know what you need to do when it comes to things like that. I might give you advice about that or what worked for me, but you know what you need to do when it comes to your health-wise, when it comes to your dieting or your physical. That has nothing to do with me. But I would like to know, if I'm saying something and it resonates with you, write me. Let me know. I'll give you the encouraging words, not just to give you encouraging words, but to truly let you know, even as somebody who doesn't know you. And if I know you, that's fine. But if you're somebody I don't know, as somebody who don't know you, I can pick out great things that I already like about you when I talk to you, when I meet you. First impressions are everything. It's your environment, okay? That's what's going to make you healthy, right? Period. Your mentality. That's, am I wrong for thinking that? I don't think so. Kind of takes me to my little other topic here tonight. Happy. You can't your mentality, your mental status can't be happy if you don't feel happy and emotional. And an emotion. You got to feel happy. It is a mental state as well. It is one of these things that so many people walk around happy when they're not, and when they're not, they are, and vice versa. And there's so many people have ways of making things work, because that's what we do, right? Being happy for some people is hard. I struggle with being happy sometimes. I do. That probably sounded really messed up, didn't it? Do you know somebody like that? Are you that person? Are you almost never happy? Do people think you're happy when you're not? Do you live like most people do, but behind the guise of a smile? That's why I'm always happy. I know what it took and what it made me feel like, whatever situation it was that made me feel happy, made me feel good when I was young, and still to this day. So I try to do that to other people. If that makes me weird, look at him, he thinks he's something, or he thinks then you're unhappy. If you're worried about me or anyone else, to the point where you shouldn't be, because you can worry for people's goodness, back to their mental health and them healthy period. But if you're worried about the wrong things. I've had people say, "Man, you're different. You're funny. You're this. You're that." I don't go out of my way to be different. Like if I tried to be different, it'd be more awkward. I just think happiness is like kindness. You can sprinkle that everywhere, but you might not feel those ways. I just hate knowing that I walk past somebody. And I'm not. It does go, but I'm not talking like with loved ones or family members where you have a spat every once in a while or you say something. That's life. Certain times it's life. I'm talking about walking by somebody and knowing that I'm the reason. Like just walking past them in public and them looking at me and I'm looking away like, That right there, I would hate to know that I was the reason that person went off and done something stupid or self-harm or something. Well, he didn't look, or, they didn't look at me. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. And if I ever have, I just don't believe I have. That somebody went off and done something. Because I speak to people. My wife told me years back. She goes, "Yeah, we've been together 20 years, and you're the only guy that I know that can just blend in anywhere you go and talk to anybody. Like, you don't meet a stranger." I wasn't always that way. I wasn't. I started looking at people and realizing what makes you good. And I don't say good things to people just to say good things. I really look at them and find something. And I instantly turn it into a positive. Love those shoes, man. You're doing all right. You make those shoes look like, now I want a pair and I hate that brand, or whatever it was. See, now just saying something feels like, this is made up to give you an example, but I just can't. I don't just make things up to look at people to say things. It's the way you walk. It's your character. It's your demeanor. It's everything. It's not hard. It's not. To make somebody happy. It is. It's hard for them to get happy. I'm just saying. And in order to get happy, it kind of leads me to my next topic. You have to know yourself. Knowing yourself. Do you know yourself? Hold on before you go telling me, "Yeah, of course I do." No. Do you know yourself? Do you know where you're at? And I'm talking in your mental state right now. I don't mean, it means I'm drunk or I'm kind of... No. Know yourself. Knowing yourself. Do you know yourself? Do you know yourself to admit your mistakes? Do you know yourself to admit your flaws? Do you know yourself to know what is right and wrong? Do you know yourself deep down inside? Now, whether you do or not, it's not going to change what I got to say, but that really ain't my business. It's just my advice. If you really know yourself, and you can cite all of your flaws, wrong or right, I think that's deep. I go to church. Yeah, believe it or not, I do. And I love Jesus. I'm not afraid to tell you that. And if you don't, that's fine. I was taught to love everybody. But I understand that knowing yourself is like dying to yourself in religion there for a moment. I'm going to talk about it. Everything under the sun, including the sun, S-O-N, is what this show's about in reality. Pay attention to all these episodes if you want. But dying to yourself, knowing yourself, it's kind of like the same similarity in a way in the context of be truthful, maintain you, watch out for you. How can you be healthy and happy without knowing yourself? The guys of that smile? People just not knowing what's going on in the world. They're supposed to know that. So you know, and you know this, and you know. It's confusing, right? Know yourself. Know where your heart is. Know where you stand. Know where you stand in your life. And if you have any flaws, accept them. Know yourself. If you want to change is always good. Change can be bad, but that's a different topic. But we're always taught that change can be good. So if you don't know yourself, I challenge you. I don't care if you're 60, 50, 16, 17, 89. I challenge you. And you don't got to look at everybody around your table or wherever you're sitting right now or wherever you're at. You don't even have to do it right there, but challenge you to yourself. Think it right now in your head. Do you know yourself? Do you really know yourself? Oh, I know who I am. I ain't worried about you. You just think you're smart. If you look at me like that, then you obviously don't know me, and that's fine. But that's not what I'm about. I don't always have ways with words. I just like to talk. You know, there was a man known as the man of 1,000 faces, right? I believe that was Red Skelton, one of my heroes. Well, I'm the man of 1,000,000,000 words. I just don't know how to get them out of my mouth the right way sometimes. So I'll say this to my kids and my family. Don't listen how I talk. Listen to my message. You know, you're listening, but are you hearing? I just get older, and I was never this way. Those who sometimes watch me and watch me right now will say, you know, wow, you know, he has changed. And you either like that change in me or you don't. I don't care. But the proof is still that I wasn't always that way. If you know me and you got close to me in life and blah, 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 you know, it's whatever. But I grew to know myself. I lost myself somewhere along the way, is what I tell people. And in the last, I don't know when, from my teens to now, I've lost myself and I found myself again. And I don't want to let that person go. When I lost myself, what I found was somebody I didn't need to be. And even though I struggle daily, I don't want to go back to that person. I don't really honestly care what people think about me, because no matter what they say, I know that I was harder on myself than they were. They just think that they were being mean, which they were, but that's what. Thank you. Thank you for being mean to me and doing these things. People that I will not name, thank you. You may say, why are you thinking that? Because you helped mold me to grow into the person I needed to be. Stuff I had in me that I didn't know. I started knowing myself because of all the stuff. So once again, just to reiterate, healthy and happy in knowing yourself, I believe, go together. You could watch this video, you could watch this episode tonight and go, you know, he's an idiot. Whatever. This doesn't bother me. You're watching. Oh, you might have just turned off right now. See, like that, I'm not being a smart butt. I'm just thinking of what people might do if I start talking about something like, oh, click. Now, even though I tell you things like you are your biggest enemy, like I know those things, like me, I don't always live that. I've had good friends call me out on that. Like, man, what are you doing? And then we'll talk about whatever situation they bring up or they think that needs to be addressed. I'm like, you know, you're too strong to be like this. And like, cuss me. I had a good friend of mine. He's like a brother to me. I love this dude so much. He got physical with me one day, and I might tell the story one day, that depends. But he got physical with me, and he grabbed me by my face and looked at me and started talking to me because I was doing and saying and acting stupid. And I'm so thankful. All those things help me to know myself. Maybe that's where you're at. Maybe that's you. Maybe you don't know how to get it out. Maybe you don't want people to understand that you're hurt. Fine. Don't be afraid of making yourself healthy and happy by knowing yourself. I don't know. I don't know. I'm done with it. I've said all I can say about this today. So maybe all this made sense. Maybe there's a message. I don't have the best vernacular. I don't have the best grammar, you dig? But I know right from wrong, just like you do. Just like you do. Guys, let's get healthier. Let's get happier. Let's start knowing ourselves more. That's my message tonight. But there are 3 words that are said every week in order to seek the show out, see the show out of, what are they? What a love, peace, chicken grease. Oh. Check this clip out right here. All right, guys, check this out. We're having so much fun on this hot days. Me and the kids love me. They love their dad.
We're not next week.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.